it comes with a bang. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunayama Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhir Yajatra Sthirairangai Stuštuvagum Sastanubhihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indra Vruddhashravaha Swastinah Pusha Vishvavedaha Swastinastarkshyo Arishtanemihi Swastino Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Indeed, third mantra, a second one, Shavanako Havai Mahashalaha Angirasam Vidvat Upasannaha Papracha Kasmin Bhagavo Vijñate Sarvedam Vijñatam Bhavatiti Tasmai Sahovacha Dve Vidye Veditavye iti Hasmayad Brahma Vido Vadanti Parachaiva Paracha. Shaunako Havi Mahashalaha Angirasam Vidvat Upasannaha Papracha. Shaunaka, the well known as a great householder. Vidvat Upasannaha, having approached the sage Angiras. Vidvat Upasannaha approached him in a stipulated manner, appropriate manner, in due manner, meaning that the ground for asking the question is set up. It's not that you just present yourself and ask question, but as we said in the morning also, that we must make also the teacher favorable to us so that he is appropriately disposed to answer our question. That is vidhivat. In a stipulated manner, approaching teacher means also pleasing the teacher and convincing the teacher about the sincerity of my pursuit, that what I am interested in is knowledge and not something else. Not that you go to a Mahatma and present a chart and say, Swamiji, do you see the astrological chart? I say, no, I don't. So people approach Mahatma for various reasons. Make it very clear. I am here for the reason of seeking knowledge, nothing else, for which this Mahatma is most qualified imparting the knowledge. And kasmin bhago vijñāse, O Venerable Sir, what is it? Or is there something knowing which everything as well becomes known? Tasmai sahovacha dve vidye veditavye iti. So rather than straight away answering the question, what is it knowing which everything becomes known, the teacher also sets up a background, says dve vidye veditavye. There are these two kinds of knowledge which have to be gained, which have to be acquired. Paracha, aparacha. Para, the higher, apara, the lower. They said the higher and lower aspects of knowledge are determined by the subject matter of knowledge. Let's go higher knowledge of which the subject matter is higher, called lower knowledge of which subject matter is lower. Not that lower knowledge is higher or lower, the subject matter is higher. Higher means the highest, there is nothing higher than that, the Paramatma. Lower means the universe, lower in terms of the reality. Paramatma is higher or highest in terms of reality because Brahman enjoys absolute reality. Nothing higher than that. Whereas the universe, samsara, enjoys a relative reality. In that sense, it is called lower. As the Bhagavad Gita says, Urdhulam, Avakshakam, Ashwatham, Prahu, Avyayam. There also Lord Krishna is Urdhumulam. The tree of samsara has its mulam, the root, which is above. And Adashakam, the tree of samsara has the branches which are lower. You don't find a tree like that, which has its root above and branches lower. Unless, of course, you look into like a lake, you can see the reflection of the tree, then yes, that would be so. But upper and lower are not meant in the primary sense, meant in the sense of the reality. That this universe which appears to us as all the time changing, and therefore subject to distraction. So, of this limited universe, limited in time and place and conditions, of that the reality is limitless. Now this is something very difficult to recognize, that a limited thing has reality that is limitless. So dve vidye veditavye, one is the knowledge of what we perceive, the universe, the samsara, and other is the paravidya, that which is higher or superior. And you said in the morning, the superiority or inferiority is in terms of satta or reality. That universe has a reality which is a relative reality, which is called mithya, and the root from which it emerges is Brahman, which is the higher reality or Satyam. Then the teacher said that you should know both. Dve vidye veditavye, that you must know samsara also, And that knowledge will prepare you for knowing the truth or Brahman. Because knowing samsara for what it is, you know that it is mithya, it is an appearance. Meaning that samsara cannot give you what you are seeking in life. Even if you are seeking a simple thing as happiness, that also samsara cannot give you. Because the universe of names and forms is unconscious, acetanam. And happiness can only be in chetanam. Happiness can be only in a conscious entity. Therefore, the Jagat cannot give you happiness, cannot give you security, cannot give you peace, which is what you are seeking through that. The Jagat can give you what it can give you. It can give you comfort, can give you dwelling, it can give you protection, things like that. Cannot give you happiness because it's not designed that way. So you must know Jagat also for what it is so that you settle account with it. And therefore no more a matter of concern to you. I know what it is. Meaning that I know its reality. I know what it can give me in my life. And therefore my relationship with Jagat is established in such a way that now I am no more bothered about it. It's not a concern anymore. Because I do not seek from the Jagat what it cannot give me. And thus my relationship is a healthy relationship. I know that this appears to be a piece of gold, but it is not. And therefore, once I know, I can still enjoy it for what it is, without expecting what it cannot give me. In that sense, the samsara also should be understood properly. Its limitations should be understood. So, having made this background, here the Param Tattva or Brahman is presented as Jagat Karanam, as the cause of the creation, cause of the universe. And the next mantra that we have selected describes Brahman as the cause of the universe. Understand that cause is twofold. For creating this part, you require at least two entities. One is you require clay, which is the material or called the material cause of this part. And the other one that you require is the potter, the pot maker. You may require other things like potter's wheel and stuff like that, but primarily you require clay. The potter may do it without a wheel also. I mean, he can just do it with his hands. But certainly you require clay to make a pot, and you require a maker. Material and maker are the two causes that you require. The material is the material cause. In Sanskrit called Upadana Karanam. The maker is called intelligent cause or efficient cause, the Nimitta Karanam. Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karanam. Upadana Karanam is usually like clay, unconscious. It cannot transform itself into a pot. Clay cannot transform itself into a pot. Clay requires an intelligent, conscious being who knows how to work with the clay, who can transform a lump of clay into a pot. So that is the Nimitta Karanam, intelligent cause, who must be a conscious being, who must have the knowledge of how to create, who must have the power. He must have the Jnana Shakti, the knowledge of how to create. Ichha Shakti, the desire to create. And Kriya Shakti, the skill to create. So creator requires the knowledge, the desire and the skill. So that is why sometimes we cannot make our children what we want them to do. Somehow, come on, please, eat your lunch. No response. Because there is no desire to eat. Or, come on, study. Your exam is approaching. No desire. But then you cannot, what's the use of studying? Hey, you must appear for the examination so you can pass the exam. So what? Then you go to the next grade. So what? Then you become a graduate. Then what? Then you get a job. Then what? Then you will make money. But my father is enough money. I don't need to make money. So that initiative must be there, the motivation must be there, etc. Anyway, so creation requires, any activity requires all these factors, which requires a conscious being. So now, universe also is a creation. This is a debatable point anyway, but then the Jagat or universe is a creation. As a Puja Swami would say, it serves an intelligent purpose. The universe is a creation serving an intelligent purpose. Because everything in the universe has a place, has a role to play. Everything beginning from atom into the galaxies also contribute to the running and functioning of the universe. There is nothing that is redundant, although we may not know the use of everything, but there is nothing in the creation that is redundant. Very evident that this universe is a creation, an intelligent creation, a purposeful creation, serving a purpose. And this cannot be an accident, which some people believe, because svabhavadinaha, even the scientists also believe that it just evolved. The scientists do not accept a creator, by the way. Therefore, they don't accept an Ishvara, who is a creator, who is an intelligent being. It evolved. And so at every stage, there was a choice. Next stage, there was a choice. Next stage. Meaning that they accept intelligence in this matter, that matter is intelligent to make choices and evolve. Our simple principle is that matter is inert thing does not have intelligence, and therefore it always requires an intelligent being to form it. The problem is, you see the matter all right, you don't see that intelligent being. That's the problem. If there is God, show me. A scientist will accept anything when you can demonstrate in a laboratory. If we cannot, we don't accept it. We don't care for scriptures. Shabda is not pramanam for us. They are nayayikas. The scientists are nayayikas. For them, the reasoning is the pramanam, buddhi is the pramanam. Anyway, therefore, this is where we part the ways with science. Science does not see the need to accept a creator. This is not a creation like an intelligent, planned creation, it evolves, it's an evolution, whatever it is. But then, as I said, different views exist about the universe. And in our case also, there are those Nayayikas, etc., who will argue. And there are those who may not accept it as creation, Nayayikas do. But so we begin with this, that the universe is a creation, an intelligent creation serving a purpose, therefore there must be a creator. And the creation must have two causes. It must have the material cause, like the clay in case of a pot, and an intelligent cause, like the pot maker. Pot maker is a conscious being having the knowledge and the ability to create, and the matter is that which is available for creation. So this is a model of creation. Now then they apply this into the religious people elsewhere, they apply the same model. So those who believe in God and those who believe that this is a creation, they also accept these two aspects, that the creation must have a material cause separate from an intelligent cause, the clay separate from the pot maker. Therefore, there is Creator sitting up there in heaven. On the first day he created this, then second day he created that, etc. And so that is how. And then sitting there, he controls everything. Whatever the concept of Ishvara is, that is the model of duality. Called Dvaita or Bheda, where the creation stands separate from the Creator, like the pot stands separate from the pot maker. That duality is not accepted. Now, if you want to go into a little technical thing, they say that Ishvara is omniscient, all-knowing, isn't it? God in heaven knows everything. The basic principle is that you cannot know something that is separate from you. You can know something that is non-separate from you. If universe is non-separate from Ishvara, then alone Ishvara can know that is something that is separate from me. There is no way that I can know it in totality. I can know only part which is exposed to me. Therefore, for Ishvara to be omniscient, the Jagat or universe cannot be separate from Ishvara. Just think about this, but this is an important point for students of Vedanta. We have to think. An important point, because that's what explains the relationship between the creation and creator, between the universe and Ishvara. So universe is not separate from Ishvara. That means that the universe not separate from Ishvara has been created by Ishvara. Now if Ishvara is what we call the material cause, isn't it? He is the material and efficient cause. The material cause is a problem, that it must undergo transformation, like clay must undergo transformation to become a pot. So if Bhagavan is the material cause, and Bhagavan must undergo transformation to become the universe, is it not so? They say that Ishvara is Abhinna, Nimitta, Upadana Karanam, is both the maker as well as material. But material must undergo a change. If Ishvara is the material, then he must undergo a change to become the universe, isn't it? Then original form Ishvara is no more there. And if Ishvara undergoes transformation, anything undergoes transformation becomes perishable, becomes mortal. You keep on transforming and it is no more. So how do you explain this creation? Conservation of energy. If Ishvara is the material cause, then he must undergo transformation to become the universe, then he becomes mortal, perishable. Now if Ishvara is only intelligent cause, universe is material cause, then we have this duality, in which case even Ishvara also cannot know the universe in totality. You cannot know something that is separate from you. They may not have thought Ishvara, different from the universe, still knows the universe. That is not logical. Anyway, so what point is there? What are we talking about? Upanishad, all Vedanta says that Ishvara is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. It is both the maker as well as material. You have heard 1,000,000 times from Puja Swamiji. He's both maker as well as material. Maker, the creator, the efficient cause. Material, the matter from which created, the material cause. For the non-duality to be there, the maker and material cannot be two different entities, and they must be one. But material is always unconscious and maker is a conscious entity. How can conscious and unconscious be one? If, as you say, there is only one, namely Ishvara, consciousness is the both material and efficient cause, how can consciousness undergo change? The material cause should undergo change to become the effect. If consciousness is the material cause, how can it undergo transformation? So, what is it? Hmm? So Vedantin will say, it is a projection. It is adhyaropa or projection. So projection, the creation can be projection, creation also can be projection, like the example is a dream world is a projection. And so then only this will fit properly. It's a projection on the part of the conscious being. And as you said, projection means the conscious being appears as the universe. This is how Vedanta explains creation. And that is when only we can have the non-duality, that the creation does not stand apart from the creator. But Swami, why insist upon non-duality? Why Vedanta is hung up with non-duality? If there is duality, if Ishvara is different and I am different, I can never become Ishvara. Meaning that I will always remain a limited being. So what's wrong with that, Swamiji? But if you examine what it is that you want, what's the desire behind all the desire? You'll find that you want to become free from all limitations. That's what everybody wants. Even a person who doesn't have all this technical knowledge and who cannot articulate what he wants, but if you analyze what it is that even an illiterate person wants, you'll find that he wants freedom, and freedom is unconditional freedom, wants to become free from every limitation. A child doesn't want, to be dependent. And that kind of freedom can be there only when there is non-duality, not when there is duality. And therefore Vedanta says how? What is creation? Creation is the projection on the part of Ishvara, on the part of Brahman, the consciousness. The next mantra that we have selected, I have already given you the answer, I need not have done this. But next mantra explains how Brahman or Ishvara is both the material as well as the efficient cause. He is both the material as well as maker. And for that various examples are given. Various examples taken from day-to-day life. Now this is the uniqueness of Vedanta or the Upanishads. That Vedanta takes only our day-to-day experiences to help us see the truth. Not some kind of a mystic or some experience. then only you can see the truth, otherwise you cannot. That is called truth, which has to be there everywhere, at all times, at all places, and all conditions. It must be now. It must be here. Now, I and you and everything. And therefore, that Ishvara is both the maker as well as material is explained in the next mantra that you have selected with the day-to-day examples. So let me read the next mantra, which is 7th here, otherwise 4th. Yathordana grunnate cha yatha prithivya moshadayas sambhavanti yatha satah purushat keshalomani tatha ksharat sambhavati hai vishvam. Several questions arise. You said that Brahman is the cause of the creation. Brahman is consciousness. And consciousness is the cause of the creation which appears to us as unconscious. All these tables and chairs and names and forms are unconscious. And the cause of the creation is consciousness or conscious. So how do you explain that? Several questions are asked and answered here. Or let me first ask you a question, that every creation requires a maker and a material, but the maker is different from the material. But if you say that truth is non-dual, then the material maker cannot be different from material. So how do you explain that creation? So first example is given, yatha urnanabhi srijate grunnate cha. Urnanabhi, a spider. Nabhi means navel. From that it takes out its, what do you call it, the saliva. This spider takes out the saliva from its own navel. Meaning that the spider does not depend upon anything other than itself to make the his web. Yeah. A spider doesn't require a cause other than itself to make a web. That's the creation. So unique situation. So that's an example. There is no rule that you always require material that is separate from you. Generally, we feel that the maker and material are different. So if universe is a creation, then the maker and material must be different. If that is so, then how can there be non-duality? So here understand the question is, Kasmin bhago vijñāte sarvedam vijñātam bhavati iti. Oh Venerable Sir, what is it knowing which everything becomes known? What is the pratigna? What's the proposition? What is it? Or is there something knowing which everything becomes known? Now if creator and creation are different, even if you know the material cause of the creation, you may know but you will not know the creator. You follow what I am saying? That even if you know the clay and the pot, still you don't know the pot maker. If the creator and maker is different from material, knowing this pot gives you no knowledge of the pot maker. Therefore, the maker and material cannot be different. If knowing one thing, you know everything, then that must be an entity knowing which you know both maker as well as material. Meaning that the material cannot be apart from the maker. Is there an example? Says yes. Yatha urnāvehi srujate grunate cha. Just as a spider creates a web, srujate grunate cha, and also swallows it. Now, I don't think the poor fellow can swallow the whole web. But you may have seen this spider descending from a tree. So you're walking in your garden and all of a sudden, you encounter a little thread. So this spider comes down, and when you walk, it goes up. It's amazing, its movement up and down. So it creates that little thread and swallows it. So here is an example of the spider who is creator, sustainer and dissolver, where the creation is non-separate from the creator. Therefore, the spider is an example of where the maker is not, the material is not different from the maker. See, this, all you need is give one exception. The rule is that the maker must be different from material. No, here is an exception. So the rule doesn't work. Just one exception, the rule goes. So one exception of spider, where the material is not separate from the maker, and therefore there is no rule that the maker and material should be separate. It's not intended that Bhagavan creates like a spider, takes from his neck. That's not the point. The only point from that example is that the material need not be separate from the maker. That's all. Now we must take only that aspect of the example, because you may ask in the evening, Swamiji, you said that Bhagavan is like a spider. So does he take out the saliva from his... No, that's not the point. The only aspect of the example that we have to take is that the material is not separate from the maker. He is creator, sustainer, dissolver. He creates that little thread, sustains it, and swallows it. That's called material cause. The pot is created from clay, sustained by clay, goes back into clay. So that from which something is created, by which something is sustained, and to which something goes is called material cause. And that's how the definition is. Clay is the material cause of the pot, because the pot is created from clay, pot is sustained by clay, and when the pot breaks down, it goes back into clay. Here also, that little web is created from the spider, sustained by the spider. When it swallows, goes back to spider. The spider is an example of the maker, who is also the material cause, where the maker and material are not different. Meaning that there are fixation the idea that the maker must be different from it. Take this example and give up that idea. Here the maker, material is not different from maker. Second is, yatha prasivyam oshadaya sambhavanti. Usually something that is created is different, the effect is different from the cause. The pot is created from clay, it stands apart from clay. Usually the effect stands separate from the cause. If universe is effect which stands separate from cause, that is Ishvara, then universe is different from Ishvara. Then there is duality. Meaning that by knowing Ishvara you don't know the universe. By knowing one you don't know everything. Therefore, this mantra here gives another example. Yatha prasivyam oshadaya sambhavanti. Yatha, just as Prithvivyam in the earth, Oshadaya, the herbs and trees, Oshadaya Vanaspataya, Sambhavanti, these trees and plants and vegetation is created from earth, but not separate from earth. Usually you find that what is created is separate from the cause. Like the pot is separate from clay, but here is an example where the creation, which is what? The plants and vegetables are not separate from the cause. What is the cause? They are created from what? Prithvivyam, Oshadaya, Sambhavanti. The trees and plants and vegetables they all emerge from earth. Earth is the cause and trees, etc. the effect. Usually effect stands apart from cause. But one example here where the effect does not stand apart from cause. So there is no rule. So the effect has to stand apart from cause. So you are giving one example, but one example is enough. In court also, if you give one example, then everything, all argument is gone. So here also you give one example. Because we have fixed ideas. And then we visualize in our own mind Ishvara and creation and separate. Therefore these examples are given that you please let go your conventional way of thinking. The conventional way of thinking doesn't apply to this basic truth. Therefore different examples are given to help us understand how there can be exception. Yatha prithvivyam oshadaya sambhavanti, how from the earth emerge the plants and vegetables, and they are not separate. The effect is not separate from cause. Therefore, there is no rule. Otherwise, universe will be different from Brahman. The effect, like a pot, is separate from cause. Brahman is cause, universe is effect. Then stands separate from Brahman, then again there is duality. And therefore, knowing Brahman, you do not know the universe, etc. So he warned that the effect should not stand apart from the cause. Example, Yatha Prithvivyam Oshadaya Sambhavanti. How from the earth emerge these Oshadis, Vanaspataya, plants, vegetables, etc. So even though a tree is in effect from earth, tree is not separate from earth. Meaning that there is no rule that the effect has to be separate from the cause. But there is another rule. There must be compatibility between the cause and effect. From clay, you cannot make idli. Can you? No. From clay, you can make pot which is compatible to clay. You can make ornaments from gold, not from sand. Meaning that there must be compatibility between the cause and effect. You understand? So what do you need for making a chapati? What do you need? Atta, flour. But suppose we give you sand, can you make chapati? No? Why? Because in sand there is no potential of chapati. So potential effect must be there in the cause, otherwise you can make anything from anything. Wonderful, we don't require, then you don't need to import anything. You have enough sand here and so on, you can make anything, but no, unfortunately. There must be compatibility between the cause and effect. The cause is Brahman, is consciousness. Effect is Jagat, there is unconscious. How can unconscious universe be the product of the conscious Brahman? What did we say? We said there must be compatibility between the cause and effect. And therefore, we know that universe of names and forms is unconscious. And Brahman is consciousness. So how do we explain this incompatibility between the cause and effect? So give another example. Yatha satah purushat keshalomani. Satah purushat. A purusha, a human being, is conscious. Satah, alive. Because from the dead person, I think hair will not grow, but from live person. So from a live, conscious being such as a human being, keshalomani, emerge the hair and what is it? Loma. So hair on the head, hair on the body, all of these emerge. So this hair is what? Unconscious, isn't it? And the Purusha is conscious. So from the conscious, unconscious is created. So there is no rule that the effect must be compatible to cause. You follow what I am saying? The basic rule is that there must be compatibility between the cause and effect, that you cannot make ornaments out of sand, you cannot make idli chapati out of, clay, etc., etc. Or you cannot create a mango tree out of a lemon seed. There must be compatibility between cause and effect. Cause is Brahman, consciousness. Effect is universe, unconscious. How do you explain? So example is given. Yatha satah purushat keshalomani. Just as from a conscious person, the kesha, hair on the head, loma on the body, but the hair is unconscious, is it not so? So how from conscious person, unconscious thing is created? Then there is no rule that the effect must be compatible to cause. They are very all, very, what shall I say, agreeable people. Yeah, they immediately say yes, yes, to whatever I say. So just as the unconscious hair emerges from a conscious being, so also unconscious universe can emerge from conscious Brahman. There is no rule that the effect must be compatible to the cause. Tatha aksharat sambhavatiha vishvam. In a manner, so the teacher says, question was, what is it knowing which everything becomes known? There was one thing knowing which everything becomes known, which means that it is upadana karanam, material cause. By knowing clay, you know everything that is made of clay. But by knowing clay, you know what is all pots and pans, you do not know the pot maker. Here question is, how is it that by knowing one you know everything? That means the pot and pot maker cannot be two separate entities, otherwise you will not know one. When you know everything if you know one. So here is an example of abhinna nimitta. Different examples are given where the maker material is not separate from the maker. Like uranabhi, like the web, all little thread not separate from the spider who creates that thread, sustains it and swallows it. Spider is the material cause. Uranabhi sujate. Second thing is that the effects are found to be separate from the cause. Like pots and pans are separate from clay. So it's not necessarily, just as the oshadis, the trees and vegetables, etc., are created from earth, not separate from earth. And there must be compatibility between the cause and effect, the universe is of names and forms is unconscious. Cause is Brahman, there is consciousness, no compatibility. Yatha satah purushat keshalomani. Just as the hair is created from a person who is conscious. Unconscious thing is created from a conscious being. Meaning that exceptions are given to all the conventional rules, just so that the fixed ideas of the cause and effect that we have, we can drop them. Tatha aksharat sambhavati vishvam. In a manner similar to that, as you say, you already have the answer. How can consciousness become the cause for the universe? That universe is a projection. Consciousness is adhishthanam, substratum. Universe is the adhyaropa, the projection. You know the stock example of Vedanta of adhyaropa adhisthana? Rope snake. Not snake, rope snake. Rope is called adhishthanam, substratum. Snake is called adhyaropa, projection. What is there is a rope. To me it looks like a snake. A non-existent snake I see, so snake is the projection. Adhyaropa, mithya, and rope is the adhishthanam, satyam, substratum. Similarly, Brahman is adhishthanam, substratum. Jagat is adhyaropa, projection. So that is how you explain the relationship between the cause and effect. No standard. Vedanta has its own unique relationship. What? Rope snake. So all these things will apply to rope snake. You say that the effect, should not be separate from the cause. Well, snake is not separate from the rope. There must be compatibility. Well, the length of the snake is same as length of the rope, and the curvature of snake is same as curvature of the rope. So Vedanta's model is the cause is satyam, the effect is mithya. Cause is called adhishthanam, substratum. Effect or creation is called projection, adhyaropa. Means the whole universe is a projection. Is an appearance. Don't tell me, Swami, that I am an appearance. Don't tell me that. Am I an appearance? You think I am mithya? This is satyam, is it not so? How can you call this table mithya? It is tangible, is it not so? How can tangible thing be called mithya? But suppose this kind of conversation takes place in a dream. I often dream myself giving classes, conducting classes, and audience is sitting in front of me. They are all the same examples. This table is tangible. Which table? The dream table. The dream table is tangible in dream. When you wake up, then it's no more there. Therefore, tangibility is not the criterion for determining the reality. So Vedanta's example of explaining the universe is the model of the dream, where the whole dream world is projected. People don't like this kind of a thing. You think you're dismissing the universe, just call it projection. And so that would create some kind of an aversion or some kind of, but no, not really. You still respect. Projection doesn't mean it is wrong, doesn't mean it is miserable, doesn't mean it is sad, unhappy, nothing. Projection is projection. Swami is just a matter, mithya is a word explaining reality. Mithya doesn't mean that it is wrong, it is bad, it is to be hated. It's just a matter, is a word explaining the reality. And so universe is mithya, is an appearance. Which means that you do not expect it to be permanent. You do not expect any tangible thing from that. We tend to extract happiness from the universe, don't expect it. We expect the body should ever be there, don't expect it. So we have expectation from ourselves, from the universe, which the poor universe cannot satisfy, and therefore the life is a series of disappointments. Human life is a series of disappointments because what we expect does not happen. So that is why Vedanta explains the reality of universe, so you know what to expect or what not to expect. That's what it is. Take it for what it is. Enjoy for what it is. Don't expect happiness where it is not. Don't expect permanence where it is not. Don't expect to possess something which nothing can be possessed. Thus, when we understand the nature of the universe, then we can establish a proper relationship. The purpose of knowledge is to understand it correctly and establish proper relationship. What do you mean, Swami? What do I do with my husband now? He is nothing but manifestation of Ishvara. Ishvara is the maker and material, then he alone manifests the whole universe. This fellow is Ishvara. I'm willing to give credit to everybody else, but not to this person. But that is Ishvara's glory, that he can appear in any costume. An actor does not in any way get affected by whatever role he takes. He does not become poor by taking the role of a beggar, doesn't become rich by taking the role of a wealthy person. He remains, actor remains what he is, she is. Thus, Ishvara has taken all the countless roles and manifesting. That's why Lord Krishna, the Rasa Krida, where one Krishna appears as so many, with every gopi, with every name and form, the same Ishvara is associated. And so when we understand it very correctly, then we are fine, then we are able to accommodate everything. Our problem is we cannot accommodate something that does not live up to our expectation. But what expectation can you have from appearance, from mithya? What expectation can you have? Is it the fault of that or the fault that expectations are not proper? Anyway, but all of these has very important effect, very important application in our life. Then we will monitor our expectations accordingly. And as I said, cultivate healthy relationship. Expect what is possible. And we get disappointed, not because the other thing did not satisfy me, it is because my expectations may not have been right. But here this is just the point we are deriving from this. Here the point is that what is one non-dual. That the material and maker are one. Universe is not separate from Ishvara. Ishvara is non-separate from universe. All right, that equation we'll tell you tomorrow morning and then proceed with the next one. An important equation. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।